well, this is embarrassing. Yeah, so these come out much later than when the earlier ones air, because we kind of shoot them back to back, but...
So there's probably about 5 of these vlogs where we say, you know, man, isn't Ving Rhames amazing? I mean, he's not nearly as good as Tony J, but by God.
I'm pretty sure, I don't remember who did it, but I'm pretty sure the Ving Rhames thing was me.
It was, yeah, the Tony J was definitely me.
That was you, and I think I just blindly agreed, like, yeah, because I haven't seen that.
It sounds just like it. No, the funny
honestly,
thing...
I looked it up, and it doesn't that much, but I mean, the thing is, I haven't seen that Spider-Man show since it aired, like, in the mid-90s.
Yeah, well, we just saw the Daredevil movie, so what's your excuse for that?
Well, my excuse is I'm just terrible with actors and names. So.
No, the funniest thing...
I do.
is okay, because, like, I get names wrong all the time, you know, sometimes he does too. When you do it with a black person, it makes it, like, 10 times worse.
When people said that, because I hadn't seen... you're the one who edits it, so I don't look at the footage. Like, I might have caught it had I seen it again, but when I saw it in the comments, I'm like, wait, no, I couldn't have. I'm like, oh, fuck.
No, the funniest for me was when I was looking up to make sure Tony J, because there's a lot of Spider-Man shows, I'm making sure, you know, one wasn't confused with another, and I typed in Tony J, Kingpin, and all that came up was all the comments saying, Doug Walker thought Tony J was the Kingpin.
So I do want to make one thing clear, because I'm sure people would be like, dude, that's racist. I've made a list of actors I normally confuse.
You are really diehard at proving you are not racist.
Exactly. So, but no,
it just makes you look more racist.
Actually, no, I did this because, like, some of them are legitimately kind of funny. Because
I saw your Facebook post.
Yeah, I did post some of these on Facebook, and some, like, Gary Busey and Nick Nolte. Somebody said that needs to be a sitcom now. Other ones I confused Bill Pullman and Bill Paxton.
Everyone gets those.
They don't look alike to me. I just always
know the names. Yeah.
Kevin James and Jon Favreau. I've confused Ryan Reynolds and Ryan Gosling.
So have I!
Yeah,
I'm glad I'm the only one. Okay.
See, I don't know how I do this, but I've done it before. Lily Sobieski and Scarlett Johansson, I have confused.
Oh, no, no. I know. You are racist against white women right now.
Yeah.
That is fucked up.
I do not discriminate. I just fuck it up with everybody.
Well, with me, everyone knows my bad memories.
Vin Diesel, Dwayne Johnson, I've done that.
No!
Yes,
no.
I've done it. I have done it. Early on, I've done it. Yeah, back in the Mummy days.
As a man with man parts, you should be ashamed of yourself.
I am ashamed. See, this is a confession.
That's like confusing Harrison Ford with Tommy Lee Jones. It's like, no.
Confession. This is a confession. Let's see. The biggest one that I still do this, Nathan Fillion and Jeremy Renner. I confuse all the time.
I am just so fascinated how much you want to make yourself look bad right now. I'm really fascinated.
I know.
You've made a list.
Because if it happens again, maybe it'll be on the list. So I can just say, you know what, just go to that list. This is what I've done.
These are the ones I listed, okay? So if it happens again.
And most importantly, and last but not least, I have confused Hayden Christensen with an inanimate carbon rod. That happens all the time. So apologies to Hayden Christensen, but I can't help.
In the Star Wars movies, like, it just looks like a rod is fighting with a rod.
Well, that Simpsons episode with the inanimate carbon rod, I keep thinking that's Hayden Christensen. When they're all like, all hail the rod, and he's on the cover of Time magazine. It happens all the time. So
any shit. Let's actually talk about the episode.
Well, wait.
Jesus Christ, come on. We have an episode to talk about.
But we've got one more thing. And it's not a fuck up. But somebody pointed this out, and I do think it's amazing. Apparently that fight at the end of episode 2, they're claiming they did it in one shot.
I don't know if I buy it. It is possible, but it's highly unlikely to go Robot Chicken.
I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. If they claim it, I'm not going to call them liars.
I mean, there's some things I really didn't believe, and they're like, no, it's true.
Please, though, do call them liars, because then people forget about what I said with Michael Clarke, Duncan, and Ving.
No, there's some stuff like I really didn't think Sigourney Weaver made that shot at Alien Resurrection. I was like, no, she really did, and I still sort of squint my eyes a little bit, but, like, every fucking person in the world kind of verifies it, so it's like, okay, there's, like, no evidence proving not. There's more evidence proving so. So we'll give the benefit of the doubt. I mean, impressive. I mean, even if it's not, it's still impressive.
I think that's the complete list of fuck-ups or things we need to talk about from previous episodes, so, woo!
Anywho, episode 9, let's talk about it. It's great to see Daredevil finally go up against Ving Rhames. We've been waiting for this for a long time.
Now don't stop that again.
But I really mean, it is, first of all, great starting off.
Okay, you know what,
with,
though? You know what, no, you fucking started. I'm just going to say, it would be awesome if he went up against Ving Rhames, okay? And not
Ving
just,
Rhames is Kojak.
No, yeah, not Kingpin, just Ving Rhames. Ving Rhames is his own character.
But, no, it's cool to see him go up against Kingpin, but a great starting off, because you think the only fight you're going to get is this pretty cool fight with this ninja guy, who you then find out, how do you say his name again?
Nobu.
No, Nobu. Yeah, it is Nobu, which was like a good reveal.
But with Nobu.
Which, I mean, after I found out, then we see him die, even when he's fucking on fire, I was like, still got a few breaths, still tries to fight him. I'm like, I really wish I knew more about this guy. I kind of feel bad. I was like, oh, he's just a complaining,
I'm pretty sure
guy,
that was supposed to be, like, one of the hand ninja outfits, so my guess is we're going to see the hand at least again.
Yeah. But, yeah, it was one of those things where I was just sort of like, I feel bad for this guy. It's like, I show you great honor. The least you can do is show me the same. I was like, this guy suddenly got really cool. At first he was
and then you lit me on fucking fire!
Yeah, at first he was kind of like the Russians, like, he's just kind of a whiner, but it's like, holy shit, this guy really kicks ass, and now he's dead. I feel sorry.
And now we know that Nobu was completely correct. He thought he was getting screwed over somehow by Fisk, and Fisk pretty much is like, yeah, he was becoming a problem, so thanks for setting him on fire.
I just felt more bad when that guy went than the old lady. I felt very bad when she went.
You hate the elderly, unlike Murdoch, who was lured out of hiding. I did love that line. It's like, I didn't know if it extended to the elderly. He's like, well, now I know.
I took no joy in her death.
No, passing. Like, he covers, that's the thing about Fisk. He keeps, like, trying to distance himself, where I took no joy in her passing. Like, he didn't say death or killing, like, because that would imply that he's evil.
He is becoming so much, he's just becoming more and more enjoyable as that villain. It just with that direction he's decided to take it, or the director, both, I guess. And it's just so much fun to see him talk in that way and just how he's going to react to things. I love seeing how he's going to react to stuff. And man, that wonderful scene when he goes to the art gallery, which is already giving you chills, because it's like, if the Kingpin doesn't have something planned, like that place staked out, surely she does, because she's a fucking criminal mastermind too. And as soon as she's like, why don't you ask him yourself, and you just see him come in, it's like, yeah, man, you just feel the intimidation. Then when they're just looking at each other, talking, you just see the size of him compared to your hero. I mean, he's big, but when we see your hero, looking up at him, it's a very intimidating scene. And then when he finally meets at the end, I'm like, oh yeah, I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting, and it's
on!
Horrible to say. Yeah, I've always wanted to. One of the cool scenes in the Daredevil movie was when Ving Rhames goes up against Matt Damon. It was just amazing. So when you see them fight, it's like, that was really cool, and I've always wanted to see a legit Kingpin. I mean, Michael Clarke Duncan. It's Michael Clarke Duncan. Seeing him go up against...
He's saying it this time. Direct all comments to him.
Seeing him go up against, Daredevil is cool, but it's even cooler to see him go up against, like, a real Daredevil. I want to see, like, these two really well thought out.
I think, too, and it's something that the movie Daredevil never did, was there was just no connection between the two. Michael Clarke Duncan's performance is amazing, but the writing doesn't back him up, because
there's the killing of the father, but that's
there's the killing of the father.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big deal. Don't get me wrong.
It feels somehow like, but you don't feel a connection though. Even with that, like, I had this issue where I just didn't feel like these two were like a hero and a villain, like, destined to battle. Like, this one, I think, sets it up much better.
Well, there's much more atmosphere and environment to it when, what they say in the movie is much more, we only deal with those that are innocent. Nobody's innocent, I want to bring you on, and we're not going to... I mean, it's straightforward why they don't like anybody, why they don't like each other, but you don't quite feel it like you do here, because it creates that atmosphere, it creates that dread, and it's established these characters so well. You want to see these two go up against each other, because it would be such a good fight, and these characters are just larger than life.
You feel the animosity between the two. And I don't know who's to blame. I think it's just the writing, like, because Michael Clarke Duncan, I thought the performance was fine, maybe I wasn't
But
getting
even
as much
Affleck,
out
to
of
his credit,
Affleck.
is not...
Yeah, I just felt like there wasn't any real animosity between the two, though. It just felt like a staged fight.
Well, we have time in this, and they've had the phone calls, they've had, the baiting each other on the TV and stuff like that. I mean, it's been building up, wherein...
Well, even the little scenes, like, where Fisk walks in, and he just squeezes, like, the cane, like, you just feel that rage. And at the end of that fight, I love Fisk's fighting style because
it's very gorilla.
Yeah, he loses it, and he just goes like a gorilla. You beat me to it. I was going to say, it's like a gorilla. He's like, thum, thum, like, just pounding on the guy. And then, like, again, the little touches. Like, I love how the newspaper covered in Murdoch's blood sticks to his back, like, to the wound. I could just kind of feel that. Like, ew.
Well,
like,
even the fight with the hand there, I mean, it's like, every time that's, something sliced, I'm like, ooh.
I don't know how he survives, because, like, maybe the chemicals gave him super strength, but...
yeah, that's what I was thinking, too. Like,
I'm like,
this fucker would be dead. And then the Kingpin beats him up, too.
And then the Kingpin wails at him, and then he, like, jumps out. The other detail, like, his way jumps in the water. It would have been easy to show him jump in the water, but all of that blood just, in the water, like, you expect Jaws to jump out of there, and...
the one thing, I mean, I really just said, I just shouted, oh, come on, is when... Fisk has him beaten down, he's fucking right there, and he's just like, Wesley! And he walks up, what the fuck are you doing? Twist his neck, do whatever, but...
First time I saw it, I thought the same thing. I'm like, Wesley? I'm like, what? No, you do it!
Well, and what I love, too, is that, you were saying, like, some tropes you have to accept, and I accept that. But...
I accept it, but it's still a dumb
you could have had, he holds him up, he's about to deliver the finishing blow, and then maybe, like... Daredevil, like, whatever, moves out of the way, he hits the wall, he falls to the ground, and then he jumps out the window. You do not fucking let the Kingpin just be like, Wesley. I mean, this is a fucking criminal mastermind. How could he make the most routine escape?
Lady Gao said I should control my blood pressure. Wesley, you shoot.
Yeah, I don't get that. But aside from that, still really, really good. And
good episode for Foggy, too. Like, the scenes where he was reacting because he feels like he failed the old woman. Like, and when they're getting drunk doing the Irish wake, that was really good, too.
Do you think that went on a touch too long? What do you think? When they're at the bar and everything, they're just still crying and still going. I'm like, okay, you had me at seeing the body, but something about still seeing it, it was a hit much.
I think you need to show how much it affects them. Particularly versus Murdoch's reaction, because he, for the most part, he plays it completely straight. Like, now his way of dealing with it is to go kick some ass, but, I mean, his initial reaction, like, they're like, it's her, and he's just completely stoned.
Well, he's doing, this with the cane and stuff.
Oh, that's where that happened. Sorry, I forgot about that. It wasn't with Fisk. It was, it was there. So he has that, but it's a buried rage, whereas Foggy and Karen wear their emotions on their sleaves.
No, you know what it is? I think that's it. I think it's the fact that you see the reaction from them when they see the body. It's really good. I mean, both of them, think it's really good acting.
From both of them.
And I think it's so much, and it's so heavy
that to want to get misty-eyed. I'm like, oh, not the old lady.
But to see it then sort of come back again with the drinking and it looking very similar, it's kind of like, okay. I mean, I understand, like, we gotta do something. You need that scene where it's like, payback and stuff. But something about, like, just them drinking away, it's like, hey, Irish wake, whatever. Like, that would have been fine. But then it's like, just tell me what kind of a world can have this happen to a beautiful old lady. It's like,
he's getting drunk. He's getting maudlin as he gets drunker and drunker.
I don't know. Isn't there a different sad face they can do or something? I don't know. It's really nitpicky. It's really nitpicky.
I don't know. We'll have an interesting conversation about the next episode because I have similar thoughts about the next episode more than, or maybe the one after. We'll see which one's next.
Oh, the last thing I'll say is, okay, so Murdoch comes home, Foggy comes in, finally realizes it's Murdoch, but how does he find out? He lifts the mask up to here, and he's like, Murdoch? And it's like, yeah, I could tell by looking at his eyes. You never see his eyes! What would that reveal?
He's his best friend. He's seen him without the glasses.
Yeah, but no, how often? And how often with his eyes closed and stuff? It's like if he took off the whole thing, it'd be like, oh, okay. Or even if he saw the chin. If he could tell the difference, like, you know, with the eyes closed and nothing else, he should be able to tell with the chin. Just the chin.
They did a study, because everybody's like, oh, how can you not realize it's Bruce Wayne, you know, Batman, or a simple mask? They did a study, and it turns out that when you cover up the eyes and the top part of the face, it messes with your recognition. And to prove it, they took a bunch of celebrities and put their faces in Batman masks and said, you know, Photoshop them in, and they're just like, we're not going to tell you who these people are. Because there was like, well, I would recognize that, it's Michael Keaton. Well, you knew it was Michael Keaton to begin with. You know who the cast is. So like, here's celebrities, well-known faces. See if you can recognize them. I got 2 out of 10.
Well, okay, no.
Like,
let me put it this way.
Now, true, I confused Michael Clarke Duncan and Ving Rhames, so I may not be the best.
As someone who openly admits I would be fooled by the Clark Kent Superman thing, like those glasses would throw me out, because I really am, you know, that oblivious and that blind, I guess.
But a number of people took this test, and it's true. Most couldn't get most of them. The most hilarious was they had Hillary Clinton in a Batman mask. I'm like, wow, would not have gotten that at all. Like, it's completely different looking face.
No, but it's I think he should have taken the whole mask off with it. But again, that's a really nitpicky nitpick.
That didn't bother me. Hey, what about that charming conversation with the priest?
Oh, yeah.
Hootsie and Tootsie alike love this guys, and then this other guy came and then hacked him in front of his family. I'm like, thanks, Father.
You know, it's nice to see more with the priest.
It is. It's a great scene. I'm just like, wow, like any just chance for a sliver of hope in that conversation, just that whole story. I'm just like, that was like something out of Dark Knight. It's like some people just want to watch the world burn.
Yeah, like, it's nice to see the priest get more, because he actually, again, they make him interesting. They pick a good actor to do it, because that's just, we've seen the priest in a superhero movie as like the psychic or whatever so often. Again, it's just so easy for them to get boring, so you have to have good writing, and you have to have a good actor.
A cliched conversation in an interesting way.
Yeah.
It kind of makes you forget it's a cliched conversation. Because, I mean, right away,
I like it when
do you believe in the devil, Father? Like, the second he starts going there, I'm like, oh, this is gonna suck. Like, I've seen this in every other comic book or movie with good versus evil. And like,
but he does
they found a way. Yeah, they found a way to make it really interesting to listen to, and it's acted beautifully, shot gorgeously.
No, I like that too. So very, very cool. Shit's getting real, man. It's gonna get realer in the next one.